Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my personal favorite Pokemon team I would have in the Sinnoh game, in the Sinnoh region, sorry. So there are certain criteria I conducted to compile this team. So the first one is each member of the party has to have debuted in the Sinnoh region. So those from past generations would not be allowed to be a part of it to make it fair and to introduce it into this team. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because it's been a week since the remakes of Diamond and Pearl have come out, and I wanted to really kind of talk about what team would have been my dream team in the original game. Now, for the most part, I believe most of this was on my team as best I could um, when Diamond and Pearl first came out. But I don't remember if I had every single one. I think I might have had a different replacement for one of them. But that's neither here nor there. So the other thing I always like to do on my team is to make sure that there's no type overlapping, so I don't have more than one Pokemon of the same type. And I try for the most part to have a lot of dual typing. Definitely in competitive battling, it makes it a little bit easier. So with that, some characters get kicked out right away. Like Snow wouldn't be a part of it because fire will be 4 times. Um, Pokemon like that would be eliminated from my team because of how weak they would be to a specific type. Uh, so let us get right to the point of my personal squad that I would like the most. So the first one on my list is Infernape. Infernape is a fire-fighting Pokemon. You actually get him in the beginning of the game. He's one of the original. He's one of the starters for the region. So you can either have Chimchar, which evolves into Infernape, Piplup, or Turtwig. Now, overall, I do like all of the starters, but I I would say at least 75% of the time would go with Chimchar. The only time I would go with the other two is if I wanted to try something different or I wanted to try a different team out. So Infernape was definitely big into attacking. Tried to make sure his fire and fighting were all attack based. I tried to have very little special attack with him. Not to say I didn't have any, but for the most part, it was easier to have uh, attacking type moves with him. So next on my list is Driflim. Driflim is a ghost flying type. Now this is the first time ghost and flying have ever been together, and I realistically I only had him on my team originally was because of how cool I thought his design was. He was just a balloon. I don't know why, but I always thought that was cool as a kid. That being said, I kept him because he is really a tank. He can take a lot of damage, mostly due to the fact that he's got a high HP. So a lot of the time, people like to have a normal type Pokemon on their team, mostly to be the tank to take a lot of damage. That being said, their weakness obviously being fighting, but Drifblim takes that away. So the only weakness he has is electric. Um, so yes, a lot of people do have an electric type on their teams normally, but realistically, to be a tank, you have to be able to withstand a lot of damage, and I think that really is one of them, is Drifloon. And also, one of his abilities being Aftermath um, is a key point to have too, because when he gets eliminated, he actually explodes, which causes damage to the opponent. Now, third on my list is Skunk Tank. Now, Skunk Tank is one that was introduced, obviously, in this region, but he is literally a skunk. So he is poison and dark. So poison and dark is a very powerful combination. It takes away the psychic disadvantage from poison attack. Um, I believe poison actually weakens bug attacks, but I'm not 1,000% sure on that. But either way, poison can take out bug or can do decent damage to bug, so that can help eliminate that weakness for dark. But poison dark is a good combo to have to begin with. Not as good as ghost dark, but it's definitely a decent typing to have together. Skunk Tank also has many different types of attacks that can be used. He can get fire attacks, lightning, electric attacks, and he also can get Aftermath ability. So after being defeated, he can actually cause damage to his opponent. Always liked him. Definitely a powerful Pokemon. Not so much of a tank necessarily, but definitely one that can do uh, a lot of damage, even if it's just poison damage. Poison damage is always something I liked the most because it definitely did um, just damage after the attacks, which I definitely enjoy doing to my opponents. Now, that's the first half of my team. The second half, we move on. The next one on the list is, and I apologize if I'm saying this name wrong, Bronzing. Bronzing is a steel psychic Pokemon. So we actually see him in the mountain that we get the legendary Pokemon. So what it is, you originally get it. It's like a little circle with a face on it that's made out of metal, and then when he gets to a certain level, he turns into this massive size steel Pokemon. Steel Psychic is definitely a unique typing. Um, yes, I know we had Metagross in this one before this, but it's definitely, in my opinion, always one I like the most. Steel types are always something I want on my team, and Psychic types are another one as well. Psychic taking out poison, fighting, uh, is always a good combo to get rid of right away. Steel can take out rock, ice, all those. Oh, and now steel. I always forget about that because fairy now exists. Um, with that being said, it's definitely a great combination of special attack and defense. Really kind of being a minor tank, but also doing some special damage as well, which is always a good thing to have on your team. Now, next on this list shouldn't be any surprise to anyone is Garchomp. Garchomp is my favorite, especially in that region, without a question. He is Dragon Ground. He does it better than Flygon in the Hoenn region. He also looks like a shark. It's awesome. Definitely a great attacker. You definitely want him on your team because he does a lot of damage. That being said, he's going to be super weak to ice. But that being said, it is still a great typing to have together. Um, I mean, most people are going to have ice on their team anyway because of the dragon types being so OP. Um, but definitely a good combination to have overall. I just love his attacks. I love his design, all of the above. Always had him on my team, always. Now, next on this list is one that I normally tried to get, but did not always get because for you to get this one, you had to trade it with a very specific item. So it's Electivire. Electivire is a straight up electric attack. It evolves from Electabuzz by trading with a specific item. So it's not an easy get. That being said, it is very powerful, and I always liked him. Sometimes I would have Luxury, which is the other electric type. It's kind of like the cat, electric cat in this region. But if I had to choose between the two, which I had to, I would always go with Electivire. Um, very powerful electric attacks. And also the only one on the team that is single typed. If Luxray had another typing with it, I'd probably go with that instead. But that being said, the reason for that, it not having that, I'm going with Electivire. Electivire is very good in special attack, and which is what you need with electric attacks, because most of the attacks are special attack. Um, he's just powerful in general. So that's going to be my team. Again, another thing I forgot to mention was I wasn't allowing legendaries or mythics in this as well. I thought I kind of figured you would know that, but let me just say it anyway. But let me know in the comments who would your Sinnoh team be? Who would your six be? And remember, go with the same criteria I would go with. It's not as easy as you think, but hey, I'd be interested to hear how different yours is from mine. And, as always, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a good night.